Good morning, students. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So within 2 minutes, we will start our lecture. Right now, very few students have joined. So join it within 2 minutes so we can proceed further. Okay. So good morning, all. First of all, I want to give you some inputs related to your day-to-day practices, because of what happens right now. I have checked your attendance. I have checked attendance of previous week also. Right now also 94 students are there. Out of that, myself and whatever login I have done, it means two are from my side and remaining are the students. So here onwards, in your regular lectures, I will add some polls. So those who are responding to those polls, I am adding as per our regular classes. Means whatever point we are learning through this our class, I will add that poll related to that point only. So you have to respond that poll. Those students who are responding to that polls only, their attendance will be marked for the lecture. Okay. Before launching that poll, I will give you that I am launching it, so respond it. So those who are responding to that polls, then and then only their attendance will be marked. So you have to keep it in mind that whatever polls, whatever questions asked by me, you have to respond it over there. Then and then your attendance will be marked. And if anybody has not responded, you have to respond it after, means whenever I am asking within that minute. So I will give you some time to respond it. You have to respond it there itself. Okay, so those who are not responding, still they are present in that meeting, they will not consider as a present. You have to respond that polls, then and then your attendance will be marked. Because I know that for each and every lecture you are doing like this. Whenever attendance will start, you are entering into that, you are giving the attendance and you are leaving the meetings. This is not the case. This is for you only, because you know that you are learning it online, so you must be very clear about these situations. So it's my humble request to all. I am already informing previously, because when I will launch the poll, in that case you will not be confused. That's why I'm giving you input at the starting of a lecture only. So you have to reply to that polls, then and then your attendance is marked for my lecture. After that, I will not consider any single student attendance. And this practice will be continued till end of our semester. So you have to take care about your attendance. Okay, still that student is present in the participant list, I will not consider that student attendance if you are not attending that poll seriously. Before launching that poll, I will give the input that I will launch that poll. Please reply over there. Okay? Understood? Are you clear about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this practice is going on till our semester end. So those who are not present due to some reasons, pass this message to that students also. Okay, right now 108 students are there. So remaining are absent, means total 50 students are absent. So you have to pass it. If anybody is in your contact or those who are your friends, I will also pass this message personally, but you should pass it because this is a very clear and cut information from my side. I am following it up to semester end. And here onwards, means from today onwards, complete your attendance is based on the polls, not in present in the participant list, means not in present only in the Zoom meeting. So you have to take care about your attendance. So at any time I will launch that poll according to our point completion. I will give that poll, you have to answer. This is not a difficult polls, very simple polls are there. Just you have to give the answers. Sometimes I will use the polls for answering only, not the attendance. Okay, means from that point I also get clear that whether you have understood that point or not, and your attendance is also marked. So you have to take care about that. Okay. Understood all of you? So for sample, I will launch one poll so you can get it. This is just for sample purpose. See, I have launched one poll. You have to give its answer. So I will keep open for 50 minutes, sometimes a minute, sometimes in a seconds. Okay. So all of you have to give the answer. So I can stop there itself. So in everybody's screen, you will find out that poll. If you will not find out that poll, then just refresh your Zoom and you can give that answer. This is a just sample question. So I will give some time because you are seeing for first time. Might be some of you have already seen while attending some workshops or some internship programs like this. Okay, now I will close it because already 1 minute has over. So I will end that poll. You can see the responses. I will open a result in front of you. Are you able to see the result? Okay.
Yes,
Right
ma'am.
now, okay. Right now, only 84 student has responded to this poll. Out of 114, myself is the one, and my screen is the second. So one out of 112, 84 students has responded. Understood? It means that remaining all are in the only present in the participant list. So inform them. I will consider attendance from these polls only. I can see who has submitted at what time, like this. Okay. So you have to take care about it. You have to respond to that polls, then and then your attendance will be considered. Right now, I will consider only 84. This is the sample poll. I will not consider this one. This is for your information only. Okay. Now, should we start our lecture? So purposefully, I have started it initially, so you can see it and we can proceed further. Sometimes it may happen that due to network issues, you feel like that this poll is not open to you. So just you have to go to your screen. 3 dots are there like a moon. In that you will find out that option. If I have launched the poll, if I have not launched, then you will not get that type of a option over there. Okay, now I will not invest more time over here on this course. We will move towards our actual syllabus. Okay, before starting our next point from the second chapter, I want to just ask you related to ISC 1. How was the ISC 1? Your students, how was the ISC 1? Because you have written it for first time related to Java programming. Is there any difficulty in that?
No, ma'am.
Your students, is there any difficulty in that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, students. So, if anybody has missed to submit it, just call me. Because if anybody has failed, they are having some time to give the RIC, or those who have not attended, please confirm with me so we can proceed further. Okay. Now, I will share my screen so we can move on the next point. Is there my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now first I will take a quick recap whatever we have seen in previous lecture. We have seen method overloading, which is the point from polymorphism. Okay, we have already covered objects, classes, inheritance. Through that we have covered only 3 types of inheritances. Remaining we will cover in the abstraction. And now we are in the polymorphism. In polymorphism, we have first seen that what is meant by method overloading, then its types we have seen, right? Then we have seen the method overriding, then covariant return type, right? Just tell me that whether you have implemented at least once. You can drop me the message also, no issues, in the chat box. Have you tried all these things? Okay. So next one, super keyword we have seen. Then instance initializer block, why we are using, what is the actual importance of this instance initializer block in the Java program that we have seen. Then we have moved towards final keyword. And this is applicable to variables, methods, and classes. So according to our application, we are using in our programs. Then we have moved towards the types of polymorphism, but we have not completed, just we have seen the types and we have concluded our lecture at that time. So basically, polymorphism is divided into 2 parts, compile time polymorphism, or you can call it as a static, and second one is the runtime polymorphism, or you can call it as a dynamic. So compile time polymorphism mainly focused on the method overloading, and runtime polymorphism is mainly focused on the method overriding. But initially, means while starting the polymorphism, we have already seen that what is meant by method overloading and method overriding. Okay, so whenever you want to perform it, just check whether you are doing the method overloading or method overriding to achieve the polymorphism. Now we will move towards the actual part, that is the upcasting. We have seen this example, but once again we will start with upcasting. Is it okay? Yes, students, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will implement it once again so we can simultaneously see what is meant by upcasting and what is meant by downcasting. Upcasting is nothing but if the reference variable of a parent class refers to the object of a child class is known as the upcasting. Okay, if the reference variable of parent class refers to the object of a child class is known as the upcasting. So we will try to implement this one. I think everybody has implemented in the previous lecture, but for quick recap, we can implement it and then we will move further related to downcasting. Okay, so can you try it from your side? Already we have implemented. but after long time we have started our lecture. So just for refreshing, try to implement this and then we will move towards the next point, that is downcasting. Okay. So try to implement it from your side so we can proceed further. The main use of upcasting is what we can reference variable, that is reference variable of that particular class or interface to child class. Okay, you can see in this example also we have created one class having name as a by. In that I have added one method, that is run, which perform the process of a running, and we have created one child class having name as a splendor, which extends all the properties of a bike class. And here also we have added one method, that is run. Now this type is called as the method. Yes students, this is called as the method overloading or method overriding. The students, I want answer from you. We have already learned what is meant by method overloading and what is meant by method overriding. So which concept we have occupied over here? You can drop in the chat box. Method. Correct. This is the method overriding because two different classes are there. Both are connected with each other with the help of an inheritance. So whenever such a cases are there, that's the method overriding. Okay. Shubham, whether you want to say something? Okay. And while calling that method from this, we have used the we have created object of a by class, that is the parent class, with the help of a splendor, that is the child class. So this type of a declaration of an object is called as the upcasting, and then we are implementing our method. So what will be the answer? What will be the answer?
Running safely with 60 kilometers.
Correct. Okay, all of you got the same one? Or whether you want to try it for some time, I will provide you 2 to 3 minutes, no issues. See here, जेव्हा आपल्या लेक्चर्स मध्ये गॅप पडेल, ठीक आहे, असं दरवेळेस ISC असेल किंवा एखादं सेशन असेल, ट्रेनिंग्स असतील, या केस मध्ये गॅप होऊ शकतो एक 3-4 दिवसाचा. यावेळेस जरा जास्त झाला ISC मुळे, पण ज्यावेळेस असं काही होईल त्यावेळेस तुमच्या साईडनं प्रॅक्टिस चालू ठेवा. नाहीतर तुमच्याकडून जे काही आता चालू आहे ते लगेच बाजूला जाईल, जे काही तुमच्या डोक्यात चालू आहे, आपण जे जे काही शिकलोय ते. कारण प्रॅक्टिस नसेल तर ह्या गोष्टी विसरल्या जाण्याची शक्यता खूप आहे, कारण तुम्ही पहिल्यांदा शिकता या सगळ्या. जेव्हा तुम्ही फॅमिलियर होताल त्यावेळेस जरी गॅप पडला तरी काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. त्याच्यामुळे ज्या केस मध्ये तुम्हाला वाटेल आपल्याला गॅप पडतोय लेक्चर्स मध्ये, ठीक आहे, मोस्टली ISC किंवा आपले काही स्पेशल सेशन्स असतील, ट्रेनिंग असतील, त्या केस मध्ये असं होऊ शकतं. So better keep touch with your notes. Try to implement more and more programs with the help of a different types of a logic. कारण मार्केट मध्ये सध्या ह्या गोष्टींची खूप गरज आहे. मार्केटमध्ये जरी तुम्ही डायरेक्टली प्लेस होत असला तरी तुम्हाला तिथं लॉजिक अप्लाय करता येणं खूप गरजेचं आहे. ठीक आहे. Okay. Next one, we have seen one more example, and now I will move towards the Next part, that is downcasting. Okay, before moving downcasting, there is a one instance of operator point is there. Okay, and runtime polymorphism again contains connecting a method call to the method body called as the binding. Okay, this is related to polymorphism because sometimes we are using it in the polymorphism, so we need to see it for further examples. Okay, now first we will see what is meant by downcasting, but for this downcasting, sometimes it may happen that you need a binding. So better option is that first we will see the dynamic and static binding, then we will move towards the downcasting. So you can easily design the programs related to downcasting. Okay, so see, binding is divided into two types, static and dynamic, because at the early means at the starting of a implementation you can do it, and at the running time, that is called as the late binding, is also applicable. Now see, first one, what is meant by static binding? What is meant by static binding? When type of object is determined at compile time. Okay, always we have seen that dynamic is nothing but at the runtime and static is nothing but at the compile time in case of a Java. Okay, this is not a universal. In case of a Java, static means at the time of a compilation and dynamic means at the time of a running of your program. So when type of object is determined at compile time, it is known as the static binding, and the object is determined at the runtime, it is known as the dynamic binding. जेव्हा जेव्हा तुम्हाला स्टॅटिक आणि डायनामिकचा कन्सेप्ट येईल जावामध्ये, त्यावेळेस फक्त तुम्हाला एवढंच लक्षात ठेवायचं, स्टॅटिक आलं म्हणजे काय, तर प्रत्येक वेळेस जेव्हा तुम्ही कंपाईल करता त्या केसशी रिलेटेड असेल तर तुम्हाला स्टॅटिक कीवर्ड जावामध्ये येईल, आणि रन टाइमशी रिलेटेड असेल तर डायनामिक येईल. पण तो डिपेंड असेल तुम्ही कुठल्या पॉइंट मध्ये आहात त्याच्यावरती. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वी विल सी रिलेटेड टू variable, how to apply it in your program. Okay, then see, I will open the notepad so I can easily show it to you. Normally, how we are declaring the variable? Suppose integer variable is there, then we are declaring as a is equal to suppose 10. This is the normal definition, normal declaration of a variable. Okay, in same format we are designing the reference type. How we are designing reference type? See here, once already you are using, but for information I am creating this class. Okay, in that we are writing the main method, public static void main string arguments. Okay, and in that we are creating the object of that particular class, and for creation of, here we are using that name of that class plus object name. Okay, here this D is acting as a type of a data. Okay, D is acting as type of a data because this data will act as a data type according to our normal syntaxes, right? But here we are creating the object of that particular class. So for creation, what we are doing, we are writing the new keyword. Otherwise, it will consider it as a one type of a data type. But this is not a user defined data type. We have not declared it previously. So we have to fulfill its requirement while creating the object. So whenever you will write it completely, then and then only it considered as a object. Now, how to do the static binding? How to do the static binding? when type of the object is determined at the compile time by the compiler. See it carefully. When the type of a object is determined at the compiler at compile time is known as the static binding, and if there any private, final or static method is in a class, there is a static binding. Okay. जर तुमच्या क्लासमध्ये प्रायव्हेट फायनल किंवा स्टॅटिक मेथड्स असतील, सॉरी मेथड्स असतील, मेंबर्स नाही, फक्त मेंबर्स म्हणजे सगळं इन्क्लूड होतं. प्रायव्हेट, स्टॅटिक आणि फायनल मेथड्स असतील तरच स्टॅटिक बाइंडिंग इम्प्लिमेंट होणार आहे. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दॅट, इन आवर कन्सेप्ट we cannot call it as a static binding because this main method is a public. So here there is no concept of a static binding. Now see how it works. I will create one program having name as a, suppose this is first for today, so I will write here as a first. Then I will write here one method having private access modifier. Okay, so I will write here method as a print. Simple method. Otherwise I will write print data. In that I will write one SOP statement, system dot out dot println. Okay, just I have created very simple method. In that I have written the message as printing, and then I will write the main method public static void main. In that string arguments. Again, create the object of this class. First f is equal to new first. Then call this method. F dot method name is print data. Just call this method and save this program. Now in our program, what we have done? We have created one private method. So this comes under the static part. That is dynamic static binding. Okay. Now I have saved my program. Just a minute. Okay, now I have saved it. Now I will implement it. Okay, so concept is one and the same that we have followed up till now while creating the object and while accessing the methods variables through object. But static binding is totally related to method. If your program contains private, final or static method in your classes, then and then only it's called as the static binding. Any queries? The students, is there any query? Just a minute. Actually, from my side is doing some problem. 1 minute. Okay. Now it's working fine. Whether my screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, right now we have covered the static binding. Now I will add here one poll. This is first time you have to attend. Just a minute, students. Now check whether my screen is visible. Now I am adding here one poll. You have to respond it. I will give you 1 minute for that. I have started it. If you are not visible for that poll, just refresh it and answer it. I will keep poll open for 1 minute. You have to respond it. 77 students has responded. Carefully respond it, okay? Because this is for your use only. 90 students has responded. Still 119 students are there. Remaining. Make it fast. 1 minute completed. I will keep it open for 20 seconds only. Respond it within that time. After responding, submit button is there, submit it. Then and then only it will be calculated over here. Total 120 students are there. Out of that, only 98 has responded. Means only 98 at present. So I will stop the poll. Everybody has given the correct response. Is it correct? Have you understood it? Otherwise, for only attendance, you have tapped on that button. Okay, you can see the result. You will not check the count from your side, but I can see only 98 students has attended, so only 98 students attendance will be marked. Okay, now I will move towards the dynamic binding. Right now, I have said that dynamic binding work out at the runtime of our program. Okay, at the runtime of our program. Now, see how to check out whether dynamic binding is there or not. How to check out whether dynamic binding is there or not. Okay, see, I will write a simple program. What are programs containing methods without private, without final or static? All are comes under this type of a binding, that is the dynamic binding. Means whatever programs we have seen up till now, all these programs comes under this part. Only in static binding, private, static and final methods are there, and that you are calling through object are called as the static binding, and remaining all are comes under the dynamic binding. So for your reference, I will create one simple program, class A. Void. Here I will create a simple method having name as a ABC. मी एक सिंपल डिझाईन करायला लागली. ह्याच्यामध्ये आपण फक्त कन्सेप्ट चेक करणार आहोत डायनॅमिक बाइंडिंग. Okay, so here I will write the SOP statement system.out.println. ठीक आहे, मी मेथड क्रिएट केली. त्याच्यामध्ये मी एक एबीसी नावाची मेथड डिझाइन केली. आता मी अजून एक क्लास घेते which considered as a main class. So I will give name as a second, which extends properties of a class A, which extends properties of a class. So in that I will create one more method having the same name, but its contents are different. So it is completely method overriding concept because we are implementing the polymorphism. Okay. Are you able to see my notepad? Now it's visible clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now I will add same method over here because without method overloading or without method overriding, polymorphism cannot be completed. So according to that, I have added same method. I will change the contents here as a XYZ. So you can get the difference between two methods, which method is get implemented. And after that, I will write the main method. Public static void. String arguments. You can take any name because this is the variable name only for that string. Now create the object of first class, that is the adding. Here we have written it as a a चा object create करायचं small a is equal to new आणि इथे लिहिताना तुम्हाला काय लिहायचंय क्लासचं नाव जो मेन क्लास असेल त्या क्लासचं नाव लिहायचं. ओके, so this is called as the dynamic binding. Now call the method abc. लक्षात येते ही फक्त प्रोसेस बघा. इथं आपण करताना ऑब्जेक्ट कुणाचा क्रिएट केलाय चाइल्ड क्लासचा. While creating object of a child class, we have given here constructor of a parent class. Okay, so this is the difference between static and dynamic binding. Static ला methods आपल्या private, final किंवा static हवे तरच तुमचं static binding achieve होऊ शकेल. आणि dynamic binding साठी चाइल्ड क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करत असताना पॅरेंट क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करत असताना आपण चाइल्ड क्लासचा कन्स्ट्रक्टर यूज केला लाईक दिस. ओके, सो दिस इज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन स्टॅटिक अँड डायनॅमिक बाइंडिंग. नाउ सी, I will implement it. I will keep it front of you also so you can easily see it. Now which method is called, means from which class that method will be called? Yes, students. कोणत्या क्लास मधली मेथड तुम्हाला प्रिंट होऊ नये? आपण ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट केलाय पॅरेंट क्लासचा. ठीक आहे, CMC XYZ जे चाइल्ड क्लास मध्ये प्रेझेंट आहे तीच मेथड कॉल केली जाईल. का तर आपण कन्स्ट्रक्टर कोणाचा युटिलाइज केला चाइल्ड क्लास. अंडरस्टूड? Correct. Many of you have given the correct answer in chat box also and personally also. Okay, so this is the complete information regarding static binding and dynamic binding. Now we can move related to downcasting. We can move further related to downcasting. You can easily understood that what is meant by downcasting right now. Okay, just a minute, I will open it. Before moving towards that point, just to give the attendance, this poll is open for 1 minute only. Give the attendance. And from here onwards, your attendance will be taken like this only, at least for my lecture. Half a minute remain. Make it fast. After giving the answer, just click on the submit button. Just click on the submit button. Then and then your response will be saved over from my side. 1 minute is over. Remaining students, make it fast so I can close it. Only 105 students are submitted. Last 15 seconds. Check if anybody has not given the attendance. Okay, I have ended the poll. Only 105 students are submitted, means remaining 20. Out of that, 3 is from my side. So remaining all students, you have to take care about. Now we will move towards the next point. Downcasting. Sorry, instance of operator. Now see what is meant by instance of operator. It is used to test whether the object is an instance of a specified type. It may be a class, subclass or interface. फक्त आपल्याला चेक करायचं आहे की जो आपण इन्स्टन्स क्रिएट केलाय तो कशाचा आहे, क्लासचा आहे, सबक्लासचा आहे का इंटरफेसचा आहे. Only the use of this instance operator is related to specifying the type. Now how to utilize it in your program? Actually it's very interesting point because you can find out it whether it's belong to class, it belongs to interface, etc. So it's very easy to calculate. Now I will create one simple program and see how I'm using in my program instance of operator. Just write the main method. So after completion of package, I will move on the Eclipse. So those who have not installed, they can install it. So we can start the Eclipse after completion of a packages. So we will take random programs from this second chapter, and for exception handling, we will completely focused on the Eclipse. So you can handle the any type of ID other than the Eclipse also. This is very important. Because right now, I think you are familiar with different types of errors and exceptions. So we can move on the Eclipse. So I will create the object of a third class. T is equal to new third. So simply I have created its object, and now I want to check out whether it is a class or it is an interface. So for checking purpose, I can use the instance of operator, or you can print on the screen also. So see how I am calling it in my program. Just you have to use the what is the object of our class, that is T. Name of a operator is instance of, and name of class. So this is the simple declaration for calling the instance of operator. If our object is related to that class only, then it will print output as a true. If that object is not belonging to that class, at that case, it will print output as a false. Okay. See here carefully. I will once again repeat it how this instance of operator works. Right now, I have created T as an object for class third. Okay, and in SOP, what I have written, this is the name of object. This is operator name, that is instance of, and then I have written the name of a class. If this T means if this object belong to this class, or it may be sometimes subclass or interface. If that particular object belong to that type of a class, subclass or interface, then and then only it will show output as a true. Otherwise, it will display as a false. It means no correlation in between two things. Now I will save it. Okay, understood? Because T is belonging to object of a class third, so it's true. If that does not belongs to that class, it will generate the false. Whenever you are moving through different types of application, at that time you need to use this, because whenever you are designing any applications, and in that cases it may happen that that object does not belong to that particular class. So to remove the ambiguity, you can use this operator. It's okay. Understood? Okay. Then should I move further related to downcasting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see what is meant by downcasting. When subclass type refers to the object of a parent class is known as the downcasting. आपण अपकास्टिंगला ह्याच्या रिव्हर्स पाहिलेलं होतं, पण डाउनकास्टिंगला काय आहे, the subclass type refers to the object of a parent class is known as the downcasting. If we perform it directly, compiler, see I'm discussing relative to second point. If we perform it directly, compiler gives compilation error if you perform it by typecasting, or it generates the class cast exception at the runtime. But if you use the instance of operator, downcasting is possible. That's why I have first taken the instance of operator. Now you can easily implement the example of a downcasting. Okay, if you perform directly, compiler gives the compilation error, and if you have performed by the use of a typecasting, then it will generate the class cast exception. So we will see different types of exception in our third chapter, but you should know which type of error or exception will generate over here. Okay, so I will show you both the otherwise I will write here itself. So while sharing the PPT, you will get. For example, if I have written like this, suppose class name is a first, f is equal to, we are following the another class. ओके, म्हणजे ह्याचं मीनिंग काय झालं, हा तुमचा आहे पॅरेंट क्लास आणि हा तुमचा आहे चाइल्ड क्लास. तर अशा टाइपची केस असेल तर त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला इथे कंपायलेशन एरर येईल. अँड अनदर केस काय आहे, टाइपकास्टिंगची कन्सेप्ट यूज केली. अजून तुम्हाला टाइपकास्टिंग झालेलं नाहीये, तरी पण तुम्हाला एक एक्झाम्पल देते. फर्स्ट एफ इज इक्वल टू, आपण टाइपकास्टिंग घेणार आहोत, पण थर्ड चॅप्टर झाल्यानंतर डिटेल मध्ये घेणार आहोत. ओके, या टाइपची जर केस असेल तर तुम्हाला इथे क्लास कास्ट एक्सेप्शन जनरेट. ओके, तर अशा दोन केसेस असतील जर तुम्ही इन्स्टन्स ऑफ ऑपरेटर न यूज करता डाउनकास्टिंग करायला गेलात तर. ओके, सो दॅट्स वाय वी नीड टू यूज द instance of operator. Should I move towards example? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now I will implement in front of you, and after that you have to implement it from your side. Okay, so there will not be any type of confusion while implementing the downcasting. So first see one example. Now this is our fourth example, so I will take it as a fourth. For main class, I will give this name. Here, I will write the class name as a. Now I will write name as a. Otherwise, I will take B because we have already implemented with A. Here, I will just create a class. Here, I will just create a class. Then, I will create one more class having name as fourth. मी तिथे फक्त एक क्लास डिझाइन केला, मी त्या क्लास मध्ये काहीही लिहिलेलं नाही, जस्ट आय हॅव क्रिएटेड इट अँड आय एम एक्सटेंडिंग इनटू फोर्थ क्लास. आय एम एक्सटेंडिंग दिस क्लास इनटू फोर्थ क्लास. लक्षात येते, मी तिथे काही लिहिलेलं नाही, तिथे फक्त मी क्लास डिक्लेअर केला आणि तसंच सोडून दिलं. आता मी त्याचं जे काही डिक्लेरेशन पार्ट आहे, जे इनिशियलायझेशन असेल, तुमच्या ज्या काही लूप्स असतील ते मी सगळे इथे इम्प्लिमेंट करणार. नाउ आय विल क्रिएट वन स्टॅटिक मेथड. Is it allowed to write like this? Method name as a method only. Can we write like this? मेथडला आपण मेथडच म्हटलं तरी काहीही प्रॉब्लेम येत नाही. लक्षात येते? अंडरस्टूड? ह्याच्यामध्ये कोणाला क्वेरी आहे? एखादा
No, ma'am.
मेथड नाव मेथड म्हणून जरी तुम्ही जावा मध्ये डिक्लेअर केलं तरी त्याला कोणताही एरर जनरेट होत नाही. हा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन तुम्हाला इंटरव्ह्यूजला असू शकतो, त्याच्यामुळे ह्या ज्या काही मी नोट असं शेअर करत असते ते तुम्ही कुठेतरी लिहून ठेवत जावा त्या वेळेस. ओके, सो नो नीड टू चेक इट मोर अँड मोर टाइम्स इन डिफरंट साइट्स ऑर डिफरंट नोटबुक्स अँड बुक्स. लक्षात येते? कारण ह्या गोष्टींसाठी तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या साइट्सला व्हिजिट करावं लागेल. तेवढं करण्यापेक्षा मी जेव्हा सांगत असते त्यावेळेस ह्या गोष्टी कुठेतरी नोट डाऊन करत जा. ओके, देन I will write here one loop. Why I am writing here loop? To check out whether that object belong to that class or not. So I will write here one loop. In that I will write the name of an object whatever we have created over here. ठीक आहे, इथं ऑब्जेक्ट पास केलाय कुणाचा? सॉरी, इथं बी आपली मेथड बी चा ऑब्जेक्ट पास केलाय, राईट? बाय मिस्टेकली आय हॅव कन्सिडर इट एज ए. इथं आपण बी चा ऑब्जेक्ट पास केलाय ए म्हणून. Otherwise, I will write the single B only, so no confusion. And here I will write the name of that operator, that is instance of 4. मी इथं काय केलंय? 4th या क्लासचा पर्पजफुली उल्लेख केला आणि ऑब्जेक्ट आपण हा कोणाचा घेतलाय? क्लास बी चा. ओके, नाउ in this if case I will write the remaining process related to downcasting. Now see, I will create the object of a 4th class. हवं तर मी परत एकदा हे एक्सप्लेन करते. ठीक आहे, आधी समजून घ्या, मी परत एकदा तुम्हाला पूर्ण एक्सप्लेन करून सांगते. एफ नावाचा मी क्लास केला, त्याच्यामध्ये मी तोच क्लासचं नाव पास करते. टाइप कास्टिंगचा टाइप आहे आणि त्याच्यानंतर ऑब्जेक्ट दिला कुणाचा? तर क्लास बी चा. And this process is called as the downcasting. Okay, आता मी just SOP statement वापरते. I will revise it once again. Don't take attention about it. And I will just write the message as downcasting. Perform. Okay. मी इथे फक्त एक मेसेज लिहितो. त्याच्यानंतर मी ह्या लूपच्या बाहेर आले, कम्प्लिटली मेथडच्याही बाहेर आले आणि आता मी इथे मेन मेथड लिहिते आपली पब्लिक स्टॅटिक वॉइड मेन, त्याच्यामध्ये स्ट्रिंग आर्ग्युमेंट्स. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये मी सिंपल ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करेन क्लास ए चा, सॉरी इथे आपला क्लास बी आहे, क्लास बी चा. नाउ I will create it as a B1, or you can take a same also, because this declaration is present in the different locations, so you can take it as the same one, no issues. लक्षात येते? जर सेम लोकेशनला असेल तर कन्फ्लिक्ट जनरेट होते, पण आपलं ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएशनची प्रोसेस डिफरंट लोकेशनला, म्हणजे ही लोकेशन आणि ही लोकेशन डिफरंट आहे, डिफरंट मेथड्स मध्ये आहे. तेच नेम यूज करायचं असेल तरीही काही प्रॉब्लेम येणार नाही. ओके, आणि आपल्या क्लासचं नाव काय आहे? 4th डॉट मेथड. सी, I will revise the complete flow once again. आता आपलं इम्प्लिमेंटेशन मेन मेथड पासून स्टार्ट होणार. इथे आपण कुणाचा ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट केला? क्लास बी चा. त्याच्यानंतर 4th हा क्लास यूज करून आपण मेथड ऍक्सेस करतोय जी अवेलेबल आहे त्याच क्लासमध्ये, आणि इथे आपण कुणाचा ऑब्जेक्ट पास केला? पॅरेंट क्लास बी चा. ओके, म्हणजे आता ह्या मेथड कडे जाईल. कुठल्या मेथड कडे जाणार तर ह्या. नाउ सी, I have not created object of a fourth class because here we have created method as a static one. ही मेथड कशी क्रिएट केली होती? स्टॅटिकली क्रिएट केली होती. त्याच्यामुळे मी सेपरेट फोर्थ क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट डिझाइन केला नाही. I have directly called with the name of a class name. ह्याच्या आधीच आपण स्टॅटिक कीवर्ड मध्ये ह्या गोष्टी पाहिलेल्या होत्या. I have just called it through name of a class. त्याच्यानंतर बी हा ऑब्जेक्ट पास केलाय जो पॅरेंट क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट आहे आणि तो चेक करणार आहे की whether it belong to fourth class or not. If yes, it move further, otherwise it will give the answer as a false. आपण मगाशीच डेफिनेशन मध्ये म्हटलेलं होतं, जर तो ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास, सब क्लास किंवा इंटरफेसशी रिलेटेड असेल तरच तुमचा आउटपुट ट्रू असणार आहे. ट्रू असेल तरच आपण इन्सर्ट जाणार. Here it will be true because this is the parent class object and we are using it in our subclasses, so it will be true. Now see how it works. Now see. इथे जरी ट्रू झालं तरी ते इनसाइड का गेलेलं नाही? Yes, students. Okay, so try it from your side. I will give some time. Try it from your side and then we will move further. Check it from your side whether you are getting the same one or not, and then we will move further. Meanwhile, I will check the attendance, those who have responded to that post. Okay, so try it from your side. I will keep my screen open so you can try it from your side. 1 minute. Actually, it's completely not visible. Okay, now check. A division students, check your attendance in the chat box. This is first time for the polls, so I have taken it from checking both the list, but from tomorrow onwards, I will not consider only participant list. You should reply to polls, then and then your attendance will be marked. Okay, so give same message to your friends also, those who are absent for today. Be present for the polls also, then and then your attendance is marked. So right now I am adding the attendance of A division. Check. And if anybody is present but not mentioned the attendance through poll, reply over here. Just a minute. Now I am checking the B division. Because your attendance is important for appearing exams.
दहा वीस तीस एकोणतीस
Your mic. B division 13, 14, 16. Okay, 16 is present. B division, roll number 42 to 46. Is there anybody who is present? 52. 54 to 56. B division. 60, 62. 65. 66. 69, 70. 72. See, take it carefully, okay? कारण जर तुम्ही पोल्सना नाहीत रिस्पॉन्स दिला तर सिरियसली तुमची अब्सेंटी लागेल. त्याच्यामुळे तुम्ही थ्रू आउट लेक्चर मध्ये प्रेझेंट आहात. पोल्स आन्सर्स केले नाहीत असं करू नका. कारण आजचा पहिला दिवस आहे म्हणून मी फक्त कन्सिडर करत आहे. शैलेश भोसले, what is your roll number? Shailesh Bhosle. Shailesh, am I audible? I think you are not there. A76 is present. Okay. Now I am adding the attendance, sorry, absent number from B division. Just check it. If anybody is present but not given the attendance in the chat box or in the polls, just check it. B division, check it. If anybody is present but not responded to polls, just respond it right now. Shailesh Bhosle. जेव्हा नाव कॉल केलं ऍटलिस्ट तेव्हा तरी रिप्लाय द्यावा. I know that your mic is not working, but you can drop in the chat box also. let it be. I will not mark his attendance because he has not responded. Remaining, check whether anybody is okay. So many of you have implemented. All of you got the same answer, right? Okay. Just a minute. I will check those who have not attended. Okay. So all of you got the same one. So we will proceed further related to this downcasting with the help of an instance of operator. With the help of instance of operator. So you can achieve the downcasting without instance of operator also. You can achieve downcasting without use of a downcasting also. Just a minute, students. Okay. Whether check everybody has got the same one or not, then we can proceed further. Now see what we have done in our program. First, we have created simple class, which is called as a parent class. Then we have created one child class which extend properties of a parent class, right? In that we have created one simple method. In that simple method, we have passed object of parent class as a one value to this method. After that, we have created one if loop to check whether that object belong to this class or not. Right now, this object is not belonging to that particular class. का तर हा parent क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट आहे आणि आपण तो कुठे कॉल करतो चाइल्ड क्लास मध्ये, म्हणून तुमचं ते लूप इम्प्लिमेंट झालेलं नाही. Right? If it's related to child class only, then you can move inside that class and your answer will be printed on the console. But right now we have not created object of a parent class, sorry, child class. That's why our loop is not true. That's why your output is not get printed on the console. लक्षात येते तुम्हाला आउटपुट का दिसलं नाही? आपण पॅरेंट क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट तिथं चेक केला. बी हा पॅरेंट क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट आहे आणि तो कुणासोबत चेक करायला गेलो आपण सब क्लास 4th सोबत. That's why your loop is become as a false. And so whatever contents we have written inside that if loop that will not be get printed on the console. If you have written the correct one, then it's okay. Means C. If I will write here in place of a 4th as a B, parent class. चेक करा मी काय करायला लागली. हा जो if loop आहे. Okay, just a minute. What I will do, I will make it as a comment because we have implemented for first. चेक करा मी काय करते. इथं 4th च्या जागी मी parent classचं नाव लिहिलं. Just I have saved it. Now check what happened. 1 minute. I have missed the closing bracket. Now it has generated error as a class cast exception that I have shown you in the PPTs. लक्षात येते का तसं झालं? क्लास कास्ट एक्सेप्शन काय जनरेट झालं तर ह्या केसमध्ये डाउनकास्टिंग प्रॉपर डाउनकास्टिंग जोपर्यंत होत नाही तोपर्यंत तुम्हाला क्लास कास्ट एक्सेप्शन जनरेट होणार. प्रॉपर डाउनकास्टिंगची केस काय आहे? हा तुमचा क्लास आणि हा तुमचा सब क्लास. अशी केस असेल तर तुमचं क्लास कास्ट एक्सेप्शन जनरेट होईल. ह्याच्या अपोजिट केस असेल तरच तुमचं डाउनकास्टिंग परफॉर्म होणार आहे. अजून आपलं ऍक्च्युअल डाउनकास्टिंग परफॉर्म झालेलं नाही. मी तुम्हाला केसेस दाखवते जेणेकरून तुम्ही जेव्हा ऍक्च्युअल डाउनकास्टिंगचा प्रोग्राम इम्प्लिमेंट करताल त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला एरर कोणतीही येता कामा नाही. नाउ सी, this is not a perfect downcasting. So for that you need to use next process. So I will create a new program. मी नवीन प्रोग्राम घेत आहे त्याला नाव देते सपोज ॲनिमल. कारण आता ऑलरेडी आपले ए बी असे करत बरेच प्रोग्राम झाले. 5th प्रोग्राम इज देअर. ठीक आहे. ह्याच्यामध्ये मी या ॲनिमल क्लासला फेच केला थ्रू एक्सटेंड कीवर्ड. नाव रिमेनिंग वन इथे मला आता ॲनिमलचा ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करावा लागेल जिथे आपण बी करत होतो तिथे. नाव आय विल क्रिएट इट ॲज अ ए. Instance of A extends 5th class. Parent classes me child classes me इथे pass करते. Now inside this method what I will do, I will create object of a 5th class as if, then remaining process I will keep as it is whatever we have done for previous example. इथे मी काही चेंज नाही केलेला. मेन मेथड मध्ये आता चेक कर. मेन मेथड मध्ये मी काय करते ॲनिमल क्लासचा ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करते. मी आधी होता तसा प्रोग्राम क्रिएट करते मग तुम्हाला चेंजेस सांगते जेणेकरून कोणाचं कन्फ्युजन नाही होणार. इथे मी ऑब्जेक्ट पास करते ए. सो सेव्ह करताना मी 5th नी सेव्ह करणार प्रोग्रामला. सेव्ह ॲज. इनिशियली मी काहीच चेंजेस केले नाही. जो कोड होता तसंच ठेवला फक्त क्लासेसची नावं चेंज केली. फर्स्ट आय विल एक्झिक्यूट इट देन आय विल मेक द चेंजेस. जस्ट अ मिनिट. फाइल सेव्हिंग. ओके. जसा होता तसा मी आधी कन्वर्ट केला. एरर क्लास नेम 5th are only accepted if annotation processing explicit request. ठीक आहे. जे मगाशी आपल्याला एरर येत होती क्लास नॉट फाउंड सेम फॉर्मॅट मध्ये एरर आलेली आहे. आता तुम्हाला इथे काय करायचं आहे, इन्स्टन्स ऑफ ऑपरेटर ऑलरेडी आपण यूज केलेला आहे. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये फक्त तुम्हाला एक चेंज करायचा आहे, तो म्हणजे विदाउट downcasting. Okay, so what we will do today, try this program from your side. Otherwise what happen, already 11:30 we have over, so just implement this program once again from your side. In the next lecture we will see the actual program of a downcasting. Still we have not implemented actual program, just we have checked all the cases which are related to downcasting, not a actual downcasting. फक्त आपण केसेस चेक करत गेलो जेणेकरून तुम्हाला जर एरर्स यायला लागल्या तर त्या कशाच्या आहेत हे कळावं. ओके, सो फॉर टुडे वी विल स्टॉप हियर, टेक अ लंच ब्रेक सो वी कॅन मूव टू नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. ओके, एनी क्वेरीज? कुणाचे अटेंडन्स वगैरे राहिले, असं कोणी राहिले? सगळ्यांना इन्फॉर्म करा, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर पासून तुमच्या सगळ्या अटेंडन्स पोल वरूनच कन्सिडर केल्या जातील. अदरवाइज यू विल बी कन्सिडर्ड ॲज अ अब्सेंट. So you have to take care about your absentee and presentee. If you are present, if not responded to poll, then you are considered as a absent. Still your name is present in the list. Okay, so thank you all of you and take care. जर कोणाला काही क्वेरीज असतील तर विचारू शकता.